What's going on YouTube? In this video I want to talk about IELTS part 1. It's a very simple part, but yet we still need to be careful, particularly with not giving short answers. So what I want to prepare you for is being able to comfortably talk about yourself in more detail. First things first, what we should practice on is pretending like we're in an interview, or imagining that we're meeting someone for the first time. And basically we need to get comfortable with speaking and introducing ourselves, so we should practice the introduction. This is kind of the 101 of English in a sense, is introducing yourself. Someone in an interview or someone asking you about yourself, like the examiner, or will say, tell me about yourself. So how do you tell them about yourself? Well, we're gonna start with, of course, my name is, and then say your name. The next thing we can disclose to someone is maybe your age, or you don't feel comfortable about, talking about your age. You can skip this part, but this is essentially part, of introducing yourself. So my name is, I am, for example, 29 years old. So again, we can practice from the top. My name is, I am years old. Okay, the next thing is maybe to tell about where you're from. This is a very common question with many people, especially if you're traveling around or you're in a new place. They'll commonly ask you, where are you from? I'm from, so for example, I'm from America. Now, to keep this from being too simple, we can be more detailed about where we're from. So where specifically are you from? I'm from America. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. So I said the state, or I said the city, then the state. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. It is in the Midwest part of America. So the Midwest part is the specific location of where I'm from. So I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, the Midwest part of America. So this sounds much better than if I just said I'm from America. Next thing we can say is if we're a student or if we're working. Now, a lot of people taking IELTS typically are students, but also they can be working adults. So if you're a student, you can simply say I'm a student. But of course, to be a little bit more specific, talk about what you study. So I'm a student. I study at, or you can even say where you study at and what subject do you study. So I'm a student at University of Finance. I'm a student at University of Finance and Marketing. I study banking. You can even be more specific and try to practice explaining why. So for example, if you study banking, why do you study banking? So I'm a student at University of Finance and Marketing. I study banking because I want to be rich. I want to make that De Niro. We can even say because for a lot of our answers. So try to remember to answer why. The next thing we can talk about is the other side. So if you're working. So for example, I'm working as a, and then say your occupation. I'm working as a university lecturer. I'm working as a director, okay? And if you want, you can also say, why are you doing this, or how long, to add a little bit more value, a little bit more information. Now, the last thing to add a little bit of, let's say spice to introducing yourself is you can talk about your hobbies or interests to end, or maybe something that you like. So for example, my hobby is, if you have one, or if you have more than one, my hobbies, make sure that you have the Z sound. My hobbies are, remember R is with more than one. So hobbies are, my hobbies are drawing, swimming, and making videos. Or my hobbies are exercising, traveling, and hanging out with friends. Okay, so if you have one hobby, you could say, my hobby is playing guitar, okay? And then you can also even end with what you like. I like to travel on holidays. I like to hang out with my friends on weekend nights and drink beer and watch movies. I like to hang out with my friends and go eat barbecue, eat a bunch of food in a buffet, and drink and talk with my friends. Okay, so essentially let's run this from the top and practice introducing ourselves. So let's practice now. Tell me about yourself. What's the first thing you're gonna say? My name is. Second. Yeah, maybe your age, but you can also skip this part. So what's next? Where you're from. Then if you're a student or if you're working. And lastly, you can wrap it up with your hobbies or interests and likes. The last thing I want to say for this video to help you practice for part 1 of IELTS essentially is this key. This key is to help you give a full and complete answer, to help you avoid giving simple answers like, for example, I work or I am a student. Let's say they ask you, do you work or study? This is one of the most simple and common questions on the IELTS speaking exam. So we're going to practice this key to help us give a complete answer. So let me demonstrate this to you. I am working as a director of finance because I studied finance at university and I'm interested in how to make money. For example, I study or I work with investing into stocks. Okay, I kind of just pulled that answer off the top of my head, but essentially you can see that the two key parts is I answer because, so I explain why and add a reason, and then I give a specific example. So these two parts are key really to give a full complete answer. So let's try another one. For example, let's say I like traveling. I like traveling because it lets me see a new place and part of the world that I don't know about, and it lets me learn a new culture. For example, I went to Tokyo last year and I learned that ramen noodles are very delicious and are a great meal to wrap up a night out after going out and drinking with your friends. It's the last meal to eat before you go to bed on those crazy night outs. I learned that slurping those noodles and making the sounds is actually considered polite, even though in some countries this would be extremely rude and annoying. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this small tutorial with IELTS speaking part 1. I hope that you can practice this key, give you a full complete answer, and to avoid giving a simple answer or too much of a short answer. And then I also hope that by covering the content, essentially remembering that part 1 is talking about yourself and introducing yourself. So getting comfortable with telling someone about yourself. So these two things I hope that this video helps you with. Again, this key and talking about yourself. If you guys found this content useful and you like this video, give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the notification bell for more videos like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, and comment in the comment section below if you guys have any tips or tricks on any of the things that I talked about in this video. Alright guys, I'll see ya.